After season 1, we all went underground. The big question for everyone was, where did we take it from here? We all knew what was on our minds, though. There was only one big thing to do. We needed to go national. National was a big step, nothing like what we've done before. It was time to start over. It was time to go back to the roots, back where it all started. I hadn't been in the hole for a year. None of us had, but we needed a base. We needed somewhere to coordinate our forces. So in order to get this flying, we needed to take a step back. We needed to take a step on the ground. We needed people. Anyone we could trust. Anyone with the skills. It was time to go new. It was time to go all out. So I dug up some old numbers. And people started showing up. People I never thought I'd see again. Everyone was here. There was Johnny. If it would have been a StarCraft unit, it'd been a fire bath. Why? I can't tell you. For legal reasons. There was Jen. Jen lets her dice do all her decisions. She says the NSA can't predict her that way. And there was Doc. Doc had a mind like no one else. We didn't need a computer when we had him around. You just need someone to guide him a little. He has a habit of getting caught up with details. Doc's sister was there too. What Doc had in mind power, she had in memory. Anything she's ever seen or heard, she remembers. Clear as day. There was Pierre, French bastard. They're all the brothers. If you want to do something big, these are the guys you're looking for. They don't do anything that isn't at least twice as big as usual. And lastly, there was B-Boy. He didn't look much to the world, but he's the only guy I know who can six-pool twice in the same game. It was time to lay down the plans. This time, we had a whole country to cover. We wanted everyone who had ever studied anything and played StarCraft to get the message. Every cannon Russians, one base and 6 pooling random plane expansion cancelling battlecruiser Russian dropship abusing student in Sweden was welcome. It was time for all students to step up to the challenge. It was time to step up to the game. And it was time for us to step up to promoting. We had to do something really big to be seen this time. And I had just the event for that plan. It was time to redefine the word big. It was time to crown the king of the dough.
All right, we're gonna pop into game number 2, and we've had a lot of technical difficulties, as stated, and we're gonna have probably a few more until the sound is fixed as well. But we're working on that. Our squirrels are working overtime, just as usually, in the small wheels, running and running and running until it's fixed. Something that does work though, if you like to watch StarCraft, if you like to watch WODs online with your friends, we do have a system at unisl.se which is called UniTube. So what you go in there, do is you go in there, you start up a room, and then you can play a VOD from any movie from YouTube or anything like that, and you get a personalized chat room. So everyone participating in this VOD can chat together watching this as a live stream. So you can, from any VOD online, pretty much create your own personal live stream, and you can sit there with your friends and watch it together. So if you like to do that, you can try that out at our webpage, unisl.se, so you can just go in there and check that. But I won't be talking too much. I'm going to leave, first of all, over to the winners, to the first interview with the 2 players. Queenie is going to interview TLO, and who's the second one? SjoW. There you go. I figured that's perfect. Thank you. I just wanted to take a look at you. You're a pretty boy. I remember the schedule, I promise. And after that, we're going to have a live set that's going to be pretty pimp, with Random, who's going to sit right down here, and he's going to be playing chiptunes on synthesizers and Game Boys. So that's going to be pretty nice. So stick around for that. And after that, and in the game, this game will be casted by Lucky Duck and Suede. So I give them a good luck, and I'll leave this over to Queenie with the interviews.
Thank you, Dream Duck. So we're finally back after the break, and we're gonna get going with the games pretty soon. We're just gonna have this short interview. And there's one thing I know that pretty much everyone wants to know, and that's directed to you, TLO. What did you do with all that EG money, and do you feel afflicted by the curse that came with it?
I try to believe that the curse didn't stick onto me yet because it's rather temporary. Actually, I might benefit from it because if you think about the history of EG players, after they join EG, they do really well, like in the next 2 or 3 months. So maybe I'm just gonna get that instead, and not the disadvantages of being EG. And I cannot disclose what I did with the money because I had to swear an oath on the contract that I cannot do that kind of stuff. EG, what they're doing under the table, it's not entirely right.
Fair enough, fair enough. Speaking of all that, can you talk a little bit more about the team swap? What was that about?
Well, it was basically just a joke. We promised it as one of the tiers in the Papa John's promotion we did together as EG, TL, and Root. And funnily enough, people were complaining that we didn't do the tier, but then apparently they forgot about it. So because many people were taking it very seriously and thought that I actually joined EG. Even people that read the article, which is a little bit strange, because they must have thought I turned into a complete douchebag. And I was a little bit disappointed that people thought I'm actually capable of, making tweets and Facebook messages like that and not meaning it as a complete joke. But, I'm back in Liquid and it feels good, to be honest. Taking off the HG shirt, felt good, replacing it. As soon as we had the announcement out that I'm back in Liquid, I put this back on, even though I didn't even play.
Well, you do look better in the liquid colors. So, despite all these fun things, SjoW, you really solidified your name in the scene thanks to your strong TVZ, where you beat Life this summer at the DreamHack. Do you still feel in this circular shape now that you're about to face TLO?
Not really. Lately, well, for all time, Terran has always been nerfed. They nerfed my precious Hellbats. Now they're gonna nerf, next patch they're probably gonna nerf the Widow Mines as well. So it's dark times for Terran.
Speaking of Terrans, I also heard that you're living together with Morrow, who recently joined Team Property as well. Do you guys have a certain training regimen together? How is that working out?
We don't really practice together, but we talk about the game together, and that really helps.
Okay, so and back to you, TLO, for a finalizing question here. I know you have a pretty solid CVT yourself, but despite this, facing a Terran that beat Life, how do you feel about facing that?
I'm completely fine with facing a Terran. My CVT is 20 to 30% better than my CVP and CVC, so as long as it's not SjoW Innovation I'm facing, I'm really not scared.
Well then, I'm looking forward to the games. Gentlemen, if you would please shake hands and proceed to your booths. Back to the casters.
Yes, hello, 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 and welcome. This time you're getting Lucky Duck over here and Suede over there, who's gonna, well, cost.
Yeah, we're
So-
going to break it down for you and perhaps do it well as well. And we have two very amazing players here to break down for you. We have Team Properties SjoW and Liquid's TLO, and I believe that these two players are a caliber of their own in Europe.
Yeah,
Have you-
absolutely, absolutely. TLO is, of course, one of the most known players in the world.
Yeah.
And SjoW has made quite a name of himself following DreamHack this summer, I would say.
Yeah.
And where he beat Life, actually.
Yeah, it was an outstanding performance by SjoW, and I really can't believe that he just surfaced the way that he did. He did go out a bit from StarCraft in Wings of Liberty, but then again, he got into Heart of the Swarm again, found his joy of the game, and has been performing very well since.
Yeah,
and a thing to note, these two players actually met.
Not
in
too long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago, in Fragbite Masters, actually. And that meeting resulted in a 2-0 victory for Liquid TLO.
Yeah.
And hopefully we might find a somewhat more exciting result in this best of 5.
Yeah, we can hope. But anyway, this is a TVC, which is my favorite matchup of this game. I think it's the most dynamic and the most fun to watch, actually.
Yeah, of
as
course.
a Terran player myself. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that keeps going on the screen. You have the Zerg player spreading creep, you have a Terran player macroing like crazy, and the endless push from Terrans these days are just so packed with a lot of action, and it never seems to end, actually. But I have studied some of SjoW's games, and in fact, did you know that SjoW actually mixes in a couple of Hellbats in his gameplay?
Yeah, he's been known to do a lot of Hellbat plays, of course, before the patch, where they were nerfed. The Hellbat has gone a little bit out of style lately.
Yeah, somewhat, but I mean, with the upcoming balance suggestions, I believe that SjoW is trying to adapt to them, and he has been playing a lot of mech recently on his stream.
Yeah.
So I think
there
that
we
we
see
can
some of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair. And some glasses. We saw some glasses.
Yeah, dear Jeffrey.
Yeah.
And I do hope we see some mech coming out from him, because, I mean, who doesn't love mech? Mech is somewhat forgotten in TVC currently.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I always feel such a joy when I see it. And being done by such a good gamer, a pro gamer, this is going to be a joy to watch. And he's facing none other than Liquid's TLO, a brilliant player from Germany.
Yeah, from yes, from Germany.
Yeah.
I thought you were going into some long.
Well, I just said
thing
he was from
about,
Team Liquid.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, Team Liquid German, the only non-Swede competing in this tournament today.
Yeah, that's true.
And well, who knows? He has been known to make some incredible plays. Not too long ago, this summer has been great for TLO, I would say.
Yeah, he did brilliantly at DreamHack Summer as well, somewhat overshadowed by SjoW, but he did actually manage to get into the DreamHack Winters seed spot, beating Life on his way there. So a really impressive Zerg versus Zerg play by Liquid's TLO, and he has played some matches recently as well in WCS Europe. He actually beat our up-and-coming Terran player from Netherlands, Thermal, with a 2-0 victory. Unfortunately, he did lose to Tefel with a 2-1 score, I believe, following that, but he is and still is a brilliant player. And I do hope we have something special from him today, because he's been known to do those slight, maybe they aren't
unusual builds.
Yeah.
Let's say that. I remember, this is long ago now, of course, when TLO was still playing Terran.
Yeah.
When he beat Idra on, what was the map? First map pool, Selaga Caverns. He beat Idra on Selaga Cavern with the 7 racks play, 1 base 7 racks play.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a long time ago. But I remember the match very well, and because it was amazing. I loved it. I laughed so hard.
yeah, but we must remember he's now a Zerg player.
Yeah.
He isn't doing Terran anymore, and he's facing one of the better Swedish Terran players of all time, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
SjoW has been performing great ever since he joined Team Property, and he's been living with Morrow, if you didn't know. So he has probably gotten some good input in his matchups
Yeah,
by
probably.
our dear Swedish Morrow player.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah.
So, Suede.
Yes.
You're a Zerg player, right?
Yes.
And I know you have a certain liking to Team Liquid.
Maybe.
Maybe not. He showed up here today in Team Liquid t-shirt and hoodie. So,
Yes.
if I'm going to ask you, who are you rooting for? Do you have a favorite in this matchup?
Well, I don't want to be biased, but go TLO, that's my chant.
Yeah.
And I do hope that he makes it to the final match. And I mean, EG versus Team Liquid final,
Yeah,
Forsane
nice,
versus
that's nice.
TLO. that's something big, man. And I think that if we can put TLO up against someone of Forsane's caliber, a Premier League player, we might just have some sparks flowing out of those player booths.
Yeah, I think we can have excellent games no matter what. Even if we say, let's say SjoW moves on to the finals. SjoW and Thorstein has been showing some fantastic TVT.
Yeah.
A matchup that's sometimes described as boring, but most recently has been the best of the mirror matchups, I would say.
Yeah. And SjoW, if you didn't know, he has a stream on Twitch, and he's been streaming a lot recently. And the past couple of days, he's been doing this mech only versus all races except for Protoss. So I think that he's just preparing for the next patch and just want to get into the groove of the mech king. And I think we might actually have something special in store for TLO from SjoW today. Our co-caster, Mr. Bad Example, actually spoke to him earlier, and he did describe somewhat of a special build in store. So I'm really excited to see what we have going into this game number 1.
Game number 1 on the classic map, Ackland Waste, that's been played so much the last year, I would say. And let's present the players. Well, yet again, in the lower right corner, we have a red Zerg player hailing from Germany, playing for Team Liquid. His name is TLO. Yeah. And do you want to do the next one?
Oh, thank you very much. In the top left corner, a Swedish Terran player playing from Team Property. It is SjoW.
Yeah. So, Ackland Waste, as I said, it's been played a lot of times.
Yeah.
Some more cynical people might say that it's because it was one of the few really good maps from the previous map pools.
Yeah.
And I would actually have to agree.
The thing is, with this map, you can very easily secure 4 bases.
Yeah.
And if you actually forgot, we have actually a Wings of Liberty-esque map of this in the previous game. It's called Ackland Flats, and it's basically the same maps, except for the third base location with the collapsible rocks. That isn't present in the Wings of Liberty expansion, but otherwise it's basically the same map with another tile set. And we do have TLO going out for hatchery first, very standard.
Yeah, and if I'm going to try to connect to what we were talking about previously, we're talking about SjoW and the possibility of mech play. And of course, Ackland Waste is a very good map for going mech, since you can secure those 3 bases quite easily. And there we see SjoW going for his early command center as well. So both are gearing up here for some no rushes, nothing exceptional happening. It's command center first and 15 hatch, I think.
Yeah, everything just keep on going normal. We have SjoW starting to do his wall off at the front with that barracks. And with that CC first, I don't think that TLO is going to be able to put on any pressure. He did go for 15 pull, so everything is super standard. And here we go, our first gas geyser.
Yeah, we have a SCV moving out for SjoW, just adding on that second supply depot to help that wall coming along.
Yeah, just everything is quite normal at this stage. I do believe that we are going to have perhaps a Reaper into this, or maybe it's just going directly into the factory. But
yeah, I don't think I didn't spot when SjoW took his gas actually, so I'm not so sure about that Reaper. But you could be right.
It was started basically halfway when the barracks was produced.
Okay, there's a Marine coming out first actually, not a Reaper, but there could be one coming momentarily. Yeah. And the Reaper, of course, having a lot of new uses in Heartless Swarm compared to late stage Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, and it does actually have increased movement speed from the base, And I do believe that that is highly utilized in today's Terran versus Zerg. But
yes.
I want to ask you a question.
Yep.
You asked me who I was cheering for and who I thought was going to advance.
Yeah.
Do you have any preference from these two players?
Oh, well. Well, as I observed that you're a Zerg player, I'm of course a Terran player. I played one map on ladder that was not where I not played as Terran, and that was a mistake. Accidentally played as Protoss, but it wasn't my fault. I cannon rushed, won the game, and never looked back. Well, I do like my Terrans, and I do like SjoW. I remember watching him in DreamHack this summer, and I don't know. Nationality, so much pride for Sweden, so much pride for a Terran play. I do like SjoW, but on the other hand, this is TLO we're talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a huge icon in this sport.
And speaking about TLO, he did go for a quad queen opening, so he is going to start to spread some creep with those 2 additional queens. And we do have a double gas in the main base, and we'll see if he opts to go for fast lair or just grab that early circling speed. And in my opinion, it's much safer to get the earlier circling speed, so you won't take any unnecessary damage from the Hellions, and there we have the metabolic boost on the way.
Yeah, I kind of avoided your question there, but I'm just going to get back to it. I'm going to say I like SjoW, just for the sake of it, so we have... so we're not on the same page here.
So
I like SjoW. I want to see those pesky, yucky Zerg be eradicated from Ackland Wastes right now.
So you're basically just a Swede at heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have the first Hellion coming out from SjoW. He's poking in. He sees he spots the 3rd base that's coming up, but he can't really do anything. Of course, he's just scouting.
Yeah.
Trying to find out what's going on.
And we have a double Evo chamber following this up, and Overlord speed. This is going to be very useful for TLO, being able to scout the Terran base very easily. And we actually have an Overlord going into the main base right now.
Quite common to go in around the 6 or 7 minute mark, because that's when the tech starts to mature, so you can see where your opponent is going. So that Overlord is well, it's quite standard. But TLO actually got it out again as well. So he spotted the he spotted the starport with the tech lab. So he's probably assuming Banshees is coming, and he is correct in that assumption.
A big issue though, he didn't actually see the starport when he went in. No, he did not. He just saw barracks. So now he is going right back in with that Overload speed, and now we're going to see when he spots this
This
starport.
time he sees it, and he sees the 2 factories coming down.
Yeah, this is a jackpot.
Yeah, and he actually sees the Banshee. So I do believe that did SjoW cancel it? No, he's still researching the cloak.
Yeah, it is useful in the later stage of the game, and he is actually forcing up 4 spore crawlers right now for TLO, and we do have a double melee and carapace upgrades, and we have some Hellions in the front right now poking at those queens, and he should actually go for...
On the other side we have a handful of Zerglings coming into SjoW's base and actually wreaking some havoc, whilst the Banshee of course and the Hellions are trying to take on those queens, but not with that much stat defense. It's not going to go well, I think.
Yeah, SjoW actually took down a couple of lings and a queen, but behind this, TLO is wrecking havoc
and
in
those
SjoW's
Marines
natural.
weren't
We
even
have
helping.
17 workers getting killed.
Oh, TLO takes a huge lead with that, seeing as he already has his 3rd base up as well.
Yeah, a brilliant move by TLO, and basically just sacrificing a couple of lings. And if we take a look at the units lost tab, he is, SjoW by that, is way ahead, or let's say behind.
Yeah, let's call it behind. He's still producing those Hellions. He has a lot of them bunching up right now, actually. Looking, perhaps he's going to try to do some run-by, equal out that Harvester count again.
Yeah.
He is behind quite significantly.
Yeah, and TLO has identified this very early, and we do have a couple of links to take care of these Hellions. Not the most efficient trade, but it is what he has currently. And we do have an infestation pit and a spire behind this. And TLO is actually grabbing 4th base as well.
TLO is building some banelings. How do you feel about that in this situation?
It's excellent if you trap Hellions. Banelings do excellently versus Hellions. And let's see if TLO can actually grab these Hellions. But they are going to sneak in here after the 3rd. And they are going to get some workers. No, actually just grabbing 2 of them.
Well, a lot of Lings have died to these Hellions, but can he get any worker kills? I don't think so. No. Excellent catch from TLO, trapping those Hellions behind the mineral.
We do
Very
have
nice.
a cloaked Banshee here in the natural, and the Queens are going to have to clean that up somehow.
Yeah, they got an observer out now. Sorry, an overseer out now, so that's not gonna do anything much. Well, a Queen goes down.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. And the overseer actually went away, so SjoW can chase that Queen for at least a while.
Behind this, we have triple starport in the main of SjoW and 4 production. It's very, very funny. As I said, I spoke to Mr. Bad Example before, and he did say that SjoW had some special tactics in store, but
he actually spoke specifically about this, 2 or 3 factories and then 3 starports.
Yeah.
So he is trying it out right away, but of course on Ackland Waste, why shouldn't he? He isn't taking the expansion that I thought he was going to take with Mech though.
No, usually you want to take this space just because of the collapsible rocks. It gives you a more secure area for your base, but I don't know, he's feeling ballsy.
Yeah, a lot of Lings are moving about, and and a Mutalisk as well. Oh, this Thor is not long for this word, I feel.
Yeah, and this 4 is going to fall, and behind this we have Enduring Locust and Swarm Hosts on the way.
Oh, this right now, I would say TLO is in an excellent position to take this game.
Yeah.
But of course, it all depends on engagements and everything. Those Mutalisks aren't going to get anything done with both the Thors and the missile turrets right there.
Yeah, we do have another 4 coming down now, so SjoW is going to be quite secure to expand just as long as it takes care of those Lings as well. Oh, and we have an Overlord putting down additional creep here.
Yeah.
And behind this, we actually have only 2 Swarm Hosts, now 4 more in production. And TLO is actually ahead by 9 workers.
Well, we also see SjoW adding on some... Oh, I don't know. They're not firebats. What are they called nowadays?
Hellbats.
Hellbats, yeah, hellbats. So he is going mech, most definitely. And as you say, right now, SjoW is very safe to expand. And we also see TLO coming into some Mutalisks, see if he can get any harassment done. Perhaps take out... Oh, he's going for the...
He's going for the add-ons, but he's actually just moving out.
Yeah,
and with that 4, he should just
out,
escape.
Yeah, he's not going to get anything done there, I feel. But well, he actually got the add-on.
Yeah, impressive.
I didn't expect that at all.
Now, something that I'm a little bit disappointed in, we do not see the Infernal Pre-Igniter. With mixing in a lot of Hellbats, you want to get that for the additional damage. It's very efficient when facing Zerglings, and I haven't actually seen how Hellbats do against Locust, but I
have the first
can imagine they are horrible.
Most probably, no. We have the first Locust coming out right now, but and some stutter in the game. But here they're coming out. Well, this siege that the TLO is beginning right now could be... Well, it could... at least it will keep SjoW in its base. It's not going to be able to move out while this is going on.
And in Liquid TLO's natural, we have a great Spire being constructed, and we have Corruptors.
Of cloaked Banshees. Oh, and it's going to take out the Swarm Host with those. Very nice done, I feel.
Yeah, very impressive. We actually have no anti-air here for Liquid TLO, and he needs to run back very fast.
Yeah, so very nice handled by SjoW, I would say. Those those Mutalisks were looking for those Banshees, but they didn't quite find them.
Yeah. Something minor in SjoW's thought shop. He should actually dump a lot of more minerals. He was up at 2,000 minerals for just a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Currently putting down that 4th base, but if the Mutalisks actually look at it, it is going to get sniped.
Yeah,
and here we go.
This Mutalisk is going to deny that 4th base quite easily.
Actually got the kill.
Oh, yeah. That's
Impressive.
not good. That's not good at all for SjoW, I would say. And we have the... yeah, there we are. They're going for the Banshee again, but the Thors are going to shoo them away quite easily.
And we have the Broodlords in production currently, 5 of them. And this is going to...
GG Lords.
Yeah, this is bad for SjoW. I don't know if he can handle this. We don't have any Vikings on the field, I think. No, we just have 4 Thors, 11 Banshees, and 4 Hellbats. A very interesting composition,
Yeah,
but
he's
not
still
suited for
producing
this.
4 Banshees at a time, so he's getting very heavy on the air.
Yeah.
And he's relying solely on the Thors to do the anti-air for him.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be very easy with all that TLO creeping up with right now.
And Viking production is just now getting started. But it's no way that SjoW can deal with this properly. We need more Vikings currently, but we have Mutalisks, we have Queens, we have a couple of Corruptors behind this.
Oh, and the Mutalist coming in to shoo away the Banshees right away. This is a positional war right now that I feel that SjoW is losing for every second that goes by.
Definitely. I think if he can grab a couple of good shots, it's possible, but oh, this is too much.
Yeah, this is not going to work out. But who knows? We've been wrong before about these things.
Yeah, but the entire air army is just now dying for SjoW, and all of those Banshees are getting annihilated, and we should be expecting the GG coming out
The Thors by
anytime.
themselves can't, of course, handle those Brood Lords. They just can't get at it. The Broodlings just make it impossible. All the Banshees have died, and there's the GG from SjoW. So, map number 1 goes to our German player, TLO. And there's the lovely GG screen.
Yeah.
So, you're one up on me right now.
I am one up on you.
Yeah, you feeling good about that?
I'm feeling pretty good. But SjoW said that he would do something special, and TLO just identified what was up and just quite blind countered it. Now, a lot of Swarm hosts did die, but didn't get there. So it's impressive by TLO identifying such a unorthodox strategy from SjoW and just dealing with it excellently. And I don't know what SjoW is going to do. Is he going to go bio next game? Is he going to go for another mech? I don't know. We are going into Whirlwind, and a lot of drops on this map.
Yeah, depending on the starting positions then,
yeah,
of
course.
But sure, we have seen Life doing some excellent things with Marine Medivac and and the Widowmine. Not only in that matchup, but yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of right now. Do you think that SjoW could have done anything differently in this game, or was it all-in? Was it a sneak attack with a strange strategy?
I don't know. Considering from game number 1, he did try to get that 4th base up, and when the Broodlords came at him, he was constructing another command center, so he's definitely going for the late game here. And we'll just have to wait and see whether he can actually reach there, because if he can manage to get into the macro stages, I think he's fine. But TLO is very good at just dismantling all of his strategies. And we are going into Whirlwind.
Let's see what's going to happen. There we have TLO once again in his green headset. So, in the lower left corner on Whirlwind, we have, yet again, TLO. Yeah, looking concentrated. And he had his eyes closed for quite some time there.
Well, why shouldn't he be concentrated? It is the King of the Dome. And in the top right corner, our Swedish Terran player playing for team property. It is SjoW.
SjoW looking dark and ominous in that player shot that we got.
Well, why shouldn't he? He is the master of Terran in Sweden. So the player here that wins this series gets to go up versus Forsane.
Yeah.
Considering now that TLO is up 1 map, if he were to go through and face Forsane in the finals, do you have any predictions about this?
Oh. You're not giving me an easy task right now, I would say.
Of course not.
Wow.
It is a Terran player.
Yeah. I'm going to put it at Forsane.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to take it in that scenario.
Yeah, he did play very good against Vipro. I mean, it's another matchup, but at the same time, he did do some great things in that game, in those games.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So we see SjoW going for the same
opening.
Lost all the words there. The opening with the command center first here, but of course this is it still the largest map in the pool?
I do believe it is, and there's no joking that we do have cross positions right now, and TLO going for the 15 hatch and 15 pool, very standard, and SjoW starting that barracks in the front again. It seems to be somewhat of his way of walling off. It's quite fun to watch, actually, and here we go, a gas geyser for SjoW.
At around the same time, actually, but who knows, this is such a huge map, and I don't think we have cross spawn on this on ladder edition.
No, we have all spawns enabled.
So he might go for that Reaper just to have an early scout and find out what's going on.
A problematic thing with Whirlwind, if we take a look at the entrance from the natural into the main base, it is not a big area for a Reaper to just jump in.
No.
So getting in and getting out is vital in when you do a Reaper opening. But with this tight area, you might not want to go for it. And we do have that bunker and the Marine again. So I do believe that we are going to see SjoW moving directly into a factory once more.
Probably. I would guess so anyway. What we see, of course, if we take SjoW's performance from the last game and apply it to what is going on here, what do you think he's going to change? Do you think it's going to go the same thing all over again?
It's largely dependent on whether or not he decides to do the same thing. Because it was interesting, but if TLO figures it out, he is going to be able to react to it a lot faster.
Yeah.
And considering he has seen it now, he's probably going to look for it. And I don't know if I want to be in SjoW's shoes when TLO knows what you're doing.
SjoW's choose.
SjoW's shoes.
Yeah, I like that. SjoW's choose. So SjoW is hunting down those two Zerglings, but he's not going to get him. So he's moving back to his bunker, I would feel. But, well, let's see. Last game, he tried to work towards a late game, of course, and he was going quite defensive while doing so. But he had those Hellions out.
Yeah.
And he was hoping to, of course, do some damage. If he would have to choose his own, he could do some economic damage. But that didn't work.
And here we go, an early third CC from SjoW.
This did not happen last game.
Yeah, and something else that didn't happen last game is TLO going for 6 queens. And this is going to enable him to spread creep extremely fast. And he is grabbing that third base a lot faster as well. And the 2 first Vespene Geysers are actually finishing right now in the main base.
Yeah, so they're both playing to the map. The huge map with the long rush distance.
Definitely.
So they're both going into a very economical game here.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it is the biggest map of our lead pool. And there's no shaming admitting that the macro game is the strongest way to play on this map. And here we go.
So is he SjoW swapping over that factory and going for those double Hellions, I believe? Yes. Hellions yet again, taking some extra gas as well. So what do you have to do on this map as a turn player to move out and take that third base in a secure way?
Taking map control is vital. If you know what's on the map, it's extremely safe for you to expand or assume. And with these Hellions, he is actually going to go in for a poke. And putting on some pressure is an excellent way of scouting as well. SjoW's been doing this a lot in TVP, whereas he doesn't scan as often as in other matchups.
But there is a variation. There's a Medivac this time. He's going to go for a Hellion drop. It's not going in the front door.
Yeah, a big issue though, that Zergling, I believe, saw the Medivac. So TLO should know that it's coming, but the Queens aren't moving into the main base, so this is going to be unnoticed.
Yeah. Of course, 4 Hellions in a mineral line can wreak havoc very quickly. And let's see what's going to happen. He's boost in, he's dropping those 4 Hellions in, and here we go. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and Metabolic Boost is far away from finishing. The Zerglings are not going to help with this. And a nice spread from TLO, but we do have actually 5 workers killed already, and there's no stopping SjoW right now.
Oh, and he's dropping on those drones yet again, but not getting any kills so far. Oh, 1 kill more, I think.
Yeah, TLO is actually handling this quite decently, but 6 workers, 7 workers killed. With all of the Zerglings he needs to use them a lot more offensively against these Hellions. He needs to face them, and the Hellions going into the third again.
It's covering all the bases here.
Yeah. Quite impressive. Now we do have Zergling speed, so these Hellions are going to be negated.
Yeah, and this harass has been shut down by now. Oh, and it's going to lose the Medivac as well.
Ooh, that's actually a bigger issue. But behind this, we do have some Widow Mines and the third base getting down for SjoW.
I would say, though, there's a slight issue that while SjoW were harassing those Hellions, his minerals built up to almost 2,000.
Yeah,
he wasn't macroing really behind that.
Yeah, but behind this, we do actually have 4 barracks in the background with double engineering base. Yeah, so it is going for bio this game.
Yeah, I like bio.
Yeah.
Speed, mobility, agility.
Yeah, and SjoW is very efficient. He is known for having slow fingers. He is currently sitting on 100 effective APM, and he is very efficient with them.
Yeah.
He's known for dropping a lot, and if he can manage them correctly, he is going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah,
and
and on that
here we go.
note, here we have a drop moving out right now. 8 Marines, and they're gonna coincide with Stim, sort of. He's gonna go in there again, see if he can pick up some queens and some, of course, drones. We always see TLO taking a 4th base at the same time.
Yeah, very smart by TLO, just identifying that we do have.
Oh, is that Olod? Did the Olod spot the medvac?
I don't know. We don't have some army movements. We do have some Zerglings at the natural ramp, so it is probably suspecting that something's on the way, but it does seem that we do have a little bit of lag in this game.
Yeah.
So we are going to let the computers calm down a bit. It is some hype currently going on in this game.
Yeah, we're gonna clean out all the internet pipes and refill them with good...
A very macro-oriented play.
Yeah.
TLO with that fast 4th base, and SjoW just doing his thing with going for the upgrades, getting combat shields, and just moving into a longer game. And here we go. The first drop is actually in the main.
So we're back in the game. Let's see if we can put the image there. There we are. The 8 Marines stimming in. And see, an undefended drone line. How nice.
And a lot of drones are going to fall down. He's doing a mistake by targeting the queen. And we are up to 13 worker kills for SjoW and none by TLO.
Yeah, but TLO just built a lot more drones, so he's still up by... Doing math on stream is not a good idea, but by 7. He's up by 7.
Yeah, and but with those additional mules, I do believe that our income is quite similar. SjoW is even up by a good amount.
Yeah, he's up by 12 right now, and he's still growing, I believe.
Yeah, and
so
here
a
we go.
small move out of Marines and Widow Mine. Well, not that small actually. He's gonna clean up some creep. He's gonna kill some queens. This is really good for SjoW. As long as he doesn't lose this, if he can pick up and move home, this is just a win right off the bat.
Yeah, we do have a lot of Zerglings on the map and a couple of white mines, but this bio army is currently out of position. There we go, getting behind those mines.
Yeah.
And we do have some Banelings. We have 5 more on the way with 9 already on the map. So we do have some of them, 14 being on the map soon enough. But with those mines, it is extremely dangerous to engage the bio army at any time. A nice Widow Mine hit right there at the 3rd.
A lot of infantry coming out from SjoW now. He's rocketing ahead in supply actually, and I think he's looking to push. Yeah, here we go. He's looking to do some damage right now.
Yeah, and with those 3 bases, we are going to see a lot of pressure coming. And with the 2-2 starting, he is going to start clearing the map from any creep, starting to try and engaging the Zerg army, try to change those
2 Marines in the main didn't do anything, of course, but
yeah.
Well, TLO is repositioning his armies, and SjoW is heading down to that, well, that 3rd position that's sometimes used.
Yeah, and he has killed a lot of creep currently. And here we go, TLO trying to engage, but it is difficult, and a nice split.
Baneling speed just kicked in, and definitely gonna attack.
A nice Widow Mine hit, though. A lot of Banelings going down, and a lot of bio still alive from SjoW.
Yes. That, well, that engagement went really well for SjoW. Sure, he lost some Marines to those Banelings. He might have been able to spread a bit more, but he's miles ahead right now.
Yeah,
he could, and I think he should push on right now.
He's so far ahead. And look at the supplies. We have 145 against 183. And take a look at the gas currently for TLO. It's basically non-existent and needs to spend a lot of those on Mutalisks, upgrades, and Banelings all at the same time. And he's going for Hive, so he is quite gas-starved. So we aren't going to see a lot of Banelings on the field currently. We do have 16 of them. Yeah. But I don't know, with good Widow Mines, it is extremely dangerous for TLO currently.
Yeah, they're both at 1-1 right now, but SjoW is going to be at 2-2 before TLO, and here we go again. Oh, a lot of... They changed their mind yet again. Perhaps to get those Widow Mine shots out of the way, but... Well, actually, I think TLO's army is too small right now to engage that.
Yeah, currently we do have a couple of links, but engaging into Widow Mines and a soon-to-be 2-2 bio army is extremely dangerous. But look at these mutas. He's actually flying around.
Yeah, at the same time as SjoW is moving a drop down towards the main base. And the muta's going to find some Marines doing, well, nothing in particular but dying. And, well, That drop is right now moving into the main base of TLO as the Mutalisk are harassing the 4th base of SjoW.
Yeah, some excellent counterattack with those mutas. And here we go, having an engagement at 4th base of TLO. And a lot of Marauders in the front, taking a lot of damage. And we do have a couple of medivacs, not the extremely high amount that you want to have. But behind this, we do have a Muta swinging on back, trying to engage this.
He doesn't have any banelings right now.
Yeah, he went for such a fast hive that he's extremely gassed up. And a nice drop at the natural.
Oh, and a nice, nice bailing hit as well.
Yeah,
as the viewers
extremely
gotta
nice.
hold it. But that 4th base is gone. Of course, SjoW lost his 4th base as well. But
TLO is supply blocked. He's supply blocked at 135, and SjoW is almost maxed.
The new Baneys are coming in. They do decent damage actually, but a lot more infantry moving up behind that. Those Mutalisks cannot stand and fight that.
And behind this, SjoW is adding on 2 CCs. He's into macro mode.
Oh, really
nice
big
banelings.
So yeah, well, if there were more medivacs and they had the upgrade advantage, he could fight those Mutalisks. But right now, that infantry is just going to die. So SjoW is going to have to back off and regroup and try again, I feel.
Yeah.
But still, he's done a lot of damage. He's right now at 145 to 115 supply.
A big issue currently is that with all of those bio pushes, he actually left a lot of Widow Mines in the middle of the map. If he would have gotten those with him and engaged with them, that situation could be extremely different. But we have a lot of Widow Mines just sitting around.
Widow Mines.
Yeah, they're just sitting around in the middle of the map. Oh, and the mutas at the north. Ooh, a couple. Oh!
Well, that's not good. But of course, those mutas are going to heal up right away. So, what's going on?
Currently, we do have some Ultralisks on the way.
Ultralisks, of course, negate a lot of that Widow Mine damage.
Yeah.
And makes them, well, what are you going to do? You're going to move either to tanks or to more Marauders to beat that.
Yeah. And SjoW has actually seen the Ultralisk cavern, but I'm not sure if he actually clicked on it. He is producing a lot of Marines currently, and he needs more Marauders.
Yeah, the Mutalisks are coming in, so that was at 4th base again at the same time as SjoW is mobilizing his army in the middle of the map. Then, well, I think those Mutalisks could actually take out the base, but there's nothing there to take out. He needs to defend.
He was probably...
SjoW is halfway done with +3/+3 actually, and TLO hasn't stopped it.
But we do have 2 Ultralisks on the field with another 3 in production. Some nice Widow Mine hits, and those Ultras are just dying.
And those Mutalisks were slaughtered by those Marines. So, GG, 1-1.
1-1.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you now.
You're welcome. And
well done, SjoW.
Such a good game.
Yeah. I like infantry. Very well done by SjoW, I would say.
This is so exciting. I was hoping for a SjoW to just pull out those extra sparks of glory that he has inside of him and just push back on TLO. And I love an exciting game. Man, I am a TLO fan, but bringing this to a more tighter match, it's all in the good of fun.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. We're going up again on Belcher Vestige this time, or Vestige, I believe, or
somewhat.
Belcher. We're coming up on Belcher.
Yeah.
And well, I'm gonna say I think SjoW should go infantry. I should go bio.
If he goes bio and expands to the southern base below his main, or depending if he spawns on low and on the northern part of his base, and just keeps on pushing on TLO's 4th, it could go extremely well for him. And Belcher Vestige is an extremely good map for Terran players, I presume, just based on if you expand towards your opponent, it makes pushing a lot easier.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's, well, a lot easier. Looking back to the game we just saw, I felt TLO was a bit passive.
Yeah, I mean, he did try to do some damage with his Mutalisks.
Yeah, but those came in so late in the game.
Yeah, and the flock, it went into the 4th base of SjoW, and he basically just sniffed at a turret and then just went on back. So, I don't know, he might be a little started by the bio that it was in the middle of the map, but he needs to do a lot more with a lot less to be able to be efficient.
Stuck at Mutaling Bling for longer? Or should I switch earlier to the Ultralisks?
I think if you're in TLO's shoes, probably you shouldn't have gone for such a fast hive. It's extremely dangerous. He didn't have a lot of widow mines and or a lot of banelings, and in the mid game he did waste a lot of banelings on marauders, which is extremely non-efficient. But we are into our game number 3 on Belgium Vestige.
1-1 between SjoW and Liquid TLO. And up in the left corner we have Liquid TLO. That's your turn.
Yeah, there we go, TLO.
There he is.
Handsome German. And here we go, in the bottom right corner of this map. Our Terran player bringing it back 1-1. It is Team Properties SjoW.
Yeah. So, Belcher. A good map, I feel.
A very good map. And here we go. SjoW is actually walling off for the first time at his main entrance.
Well, he might be going for the early CC still.
Yeah, of course.
And have the wall as a safety.
But it does seem that he just goes for the
not.
faster barracks. Just getting that
And
orbital.
the gas is coming onto this. I feel this is a Reaper opening.
It probably is. This is another map like Whirlwind with a very tight natural to main. But it can still do some good damage if microed well. And here we go, TLO going for that ever so standard hatchery first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, I want SjoW to get another game, and I want TLO to win another game, and I want this to just keep on spinning, man.
Everybody should win another game.
Yeah. Well, then we go to match point. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No.
But
let's have a look first at SjoW. His barracks is finishing up, and he's going to be starting that Reaper right away, I feel. Yes, there it is. And we're going to see a CC after this, I believe.
Yeah, probably. And
or it could be going for more Reapers, but most probably it's going to be another command center.
Normally, you would go for, I believe, 2 Reapers and try to do some poking and prodding and try to weaken the Queens for a Hellion follow-up.
Yeah.
But as you said, we are going into the high 300s in minerals for SjoW, so that command center is probably going to go down right now.
And then, of course, we're getting ahead of ourselves a little bit here, but after this command center, then of course it's a question, factory or more barracks?
Well, I think that he's going for another factory, or a factory.
Yeah.
But we do have a reactor straight away from this barracks. And this is something that he has done before, where he goes for 2 additional Reapers.
The Reaper is going to poke away at these drones, but he shouldn't be able to take one, I feel. The 2 Lings are coming out, and they're going to chase it away momentarily. Of course, slow Lings can't do anything against a Reaper.
Yeah.
But they can trap him, actually, doing some damage, going in again, taking some shots. And the Queen comes out, and now that Reaper is, well, it's not long for this day if he stays there.
Yeah. And this offensive Reaper is going to need to get home and get some healing done with his combat drugs. And
legalize it.
Well, I mean, we at University SL, we do appreciate some liquor, but I don't know about a Reaper jetpack and some regeneration.
Yeah, the Reaper hasn't gone home, actually. It's still prodding around. He's checking a 3rd base location. And what's going on in SjoW's base at the same time?
His minerals are stacking up extremely high, and we do have a fast starport off of 1 gas.
And 2 Hellions producing us at the same time. So we're probably going to see some of this Hellion Reaper shenanigans.
Yeah.
That's so popular. Well, at least was so popular. I think it's fallen out of taste a bit as well.
Yeah, but it's very fun to see it again, and just people bringing out old stuff is extremely fun to see now and again.
Yeah.
And here we go, we have 2 Hellions on the field, another 2 in production, metabolic boost on the way. Everything looks quite normal currently.
Yeah. And what's happening at TLO's base, you feel?
Currently we do have a quad Queen opening, which will allow him to go for that early creep spread, and with a bit of a faster gas, the same gas timing as game number 1. So he is going to go for, there we go, the fast overlord speed. So he's going to be able to scout extremely fast. And here we go, some Hellions. 4
Hellions moving in. And actually that Reaper, well, I thought first that Reaper's going to draw the Queens out right, but they changed their mind. The Hellions take out an active creep tumor, which is always nice, of
Yeah.
course. And TLO has actually taken the third base on the left instead of the right, since that Reaper was blocking it all the time.
Interesting. So where do you think this leaves him? Personally, I don't think it's the major difference, just based on his excellent creep spread. So he is going to get to it a lot faster than usual.
There was SjoW moving into the main base, but of course TLO has spotted this, so a lot of links are already moving in. But they are slow links.
Yeah, but the
SjoW can do a
metabolic
lot of
boost is
damage.
only 10 seconds away.
Oh. All those queens, all those links. SjoW shouldn't be able to do too much here, but he is actually bum rushing in. Oh,
Getting
very
one of
nice
those
done.
Hellions.
Yeah, very nice done. TLO waited for that metabolic boost to finish before he engaged, and he was able to take one out. And SjoW, of course, spotting that the metabolic boost is done, realizes that nothing more can be done there right now.
And he's also spotted that third base upon getting out of the main from TLO. And we do have a medevac drop following this up right now.
Yes, we do. We have some more barracks and some Widow Mines producing, so he is going bio yet again.
Yeah, and I do appreciate this. We do have a third CC in the main base, and it looks like he is going to grab that northern base.
Yeah, but he doesn't. But SjoW doesn't have stim or shield or +1 anything.
But he's getting them right now.
Yeah,
I
he
do
is
hope.
getting them right now.
So here we
those
go,
links
double.
should be able to shut this down, or at least force it to lift up and move into the main base instead. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. But the queens are there, ready for that drop.
Yeah, and the queens are actually doing a decent job, but with the Zerglings come up, SjoW needs to get out as soon as possible, and
he's
he
gonna
might
drop
actually
yet
get
again.
some links. Or some drones, I think.
No, the links are coming in to defend this as well. But yeah, no, they were late. The majority of the links were quite late to the party there.
Yeah, and behind this we do have TLO going for a Baneling Nest and 1-1 upgrades.
Yeah.
And SjoW actually finished his E-base at the natural a couple of minutes ago, but no
the
upgrades
Spire
yet.
is coming up for TLO as well.
Nice.
So we're gonna see Mutaling Bling from TLO. And SjoW is attempting to take his third there over on the right side, but it is blocked by that creep.
Yeah, and if he were to take the long route, the third base on the left is also creep blocked.
And creep that's spread out all the way takes a full minute to recede.
That's awful.
It's a long time to wait to take that expansion, especially when you have the command center hanging there, just waiting. Can't do anything. It can't drop mules, it can't produce drones, sorry, SCVs. A handful of links is moving in from TLO. Is gonna.
Oh, and he's actually going to
open.
get in. And he is actually going to get into the main if he wants, but he is going after the FCVs.
He was hesitating a bit there. I really thought he was going to go into the main.
Yeah, and it looked like it, but he managed to just turn around in the last second. And upon these links just moving in, we do have some workers lost, not a bunch. But, I mean, these links are first and foremost using...
But they're
being
still there.
scouted.
The links
Holy
are still
shit.
there.
Why aren't they dead yet?
Yeah, I think SjoW misjudged. He thought he'd taken them all, but there were 2 or 3 left.
And if we take a look at the units lost tab, he didn't actually kill workers. He killed mules.
Yeah.
Being extremely well. And oh, SjoW missing that armor upgrade for his bio. It started just now.
That's not very nice at all. SjoW still hasn't been able to take his third base. A lot of links and banelings are well, they're still preventing that third base from landing. But in the other hand of the map, we have SjoW pushing out with his Marines and some...
And a nice sandwich currently going on for TLO. And this is a lot of bios just going to die.
Yeah, a lot of the bio actually died from the Widow Mine hits.
Yeah, I mean, friendly fire is something you must keep in mind when using Widow Mines. We do have that famous game from WCS Season 1, where Stefano managed to kill a bunch of 4GG's medevacs with his own Widow Mines.
Yeah.
But in this game, currently, we have TLO being up in drones. He is up in supply.
Yeah, and it's up in bases. There, finally SjoW is able to clean out that Overlord. So in about a minute, he's going to be able to take his third base. But TLO is already on 4 bases.
Yeah, and intelligently, SjoW is going to get that fast bunker. But with 8 gas geysers versus the 4 of SjoW,
Yeah. How many Mutalisks does TLO have right now?
currently he has 7, but he isn't producing more. He is getting the flyer upgrade, and there we go, 5 more. 6 more.
6 more. He's going... well, TLO has been known to make a lot of Mutalisks.
Yeah, and it
Drop
does
is
seem...
moving out on the right side. Oh, but those Mutilisks.
Ooh,
Oh, well, they
so
saw
close.
it, but yes, TLO did
There we
see
go.
it.
Excellent. And we do have a Widow Mine, so if he gets out fast enough, he should be able to do something with this. But Medivacs dropping Marines one by one isn't extremely good. And with these links, he should actually just be able to just kill.
In the middle of the map at the same time, we just missed a huge engagement, I think. There was a lot of blood on the ground there.
Yeah.
SjoW is moving out. He's cleaning up a lot more creep, but he's going to be shooed away right now. He cannot stay there.
Yeah, extremely clever by SjoW, just continuously killing the creep tumors from Liquid TLO, just managing to eke out small advantages, because when you engage on creep, the banelings are so fast, and you need to split so excellently. And here we go, off creep engagement, and nice splitting from SjoW, managing to keep most of his bio alive.
Yeah, SjoW is, he has his rally point set at that Slaga tower, and he is pushing he's not going to let up, I feel. He has to keep the momentum up, otherwise TLO is just going to snowball him from this position.
Yeah, behind this we do have 2 additional command centers being started for SjoW, and a nice push-up right now, trying to get that 1 Overlord and pushing into the 3rd of Liquid TLO. And here we go, a number of Banelings and Links moving in with the Mutas as well.
Those Mutlis were actually going down to the 3rd base, but they had to turn around and come home to defend.
TLO sniping all of those Medivacs. We currently have 2 on the field that just...
That's not a lot of healing power.
That's not a lot of healing power.
And here we go, the Mutilis are heading down there again. After successfully defending, they're going to take on that 3rd base. There is a bunker, but it's not going to be enough, I feel. If TLO liked, he could actually bomb rush that.
It's only 1 bunker, and he's going to snipe both of these command centers. Excellent by TLO.
Oh, and it SjoW didn't cancel the other one.
So unfortunate. And he is just getting around that CC, and is he actually going to get this? Come on, SjoW, move your bio.
They were just standing there doing nothing. So SjoW is going to secure up this position, but as we can see on the map, he is still rallying towards that tower.
When TLO getting a 5th base up, he's just getting more and more ahead.
A drop on the other side, actually doing some damage. He is going to take out that queen, and after that, the drones are up for grabs unless there comes something to defend.
That Spore Crawler just killing the medevac straight up is extremely well positioned.
Yeah.
But the Marines just getting a couple of drones. We currently only have 14 drones total killed this game, and a nice push here by SjoW. But is it enough?
He
We
doesn't
do have a lot of
very,
banelings.
very many Widow Mines either, and just 1 medevac with all that.
Yeah, and here we go. Banelings and Mutalisks moving in, and a very early stem by SjoW with such a low number of medevacs. I don't know, his entire army is extremely bruised at this moment.
Yeah, I do believe that SjoW is at 2-1 in upgrades right now.
Yes.
Yeah, and TLO is at 2-2.
Yeah, with Hive finishing up in a number of seconds, 20. And nice forward position on these Widow Mines, but they aren't going to give him the trades that he wants. Just killing Lings isn't enough at this point. You want to get the Mutalisks, you want to get the Banelings.
On the right side of the map, we actually have, I think it was, can we see? Yeah, a small force of SjoW moving up the right side towards that 4th base. They actually managed to cancel out that 5th base.
Yeah, but Liquid TLO just starting it up right away, and
and his Mutalisks are moving right into the position above the production.
Oh, and look at these mines. This could be huge, but TLO is just moving downward instead. Ooh, those mines, man.
Yeah, those Mutalisks are proving to be quite a handful for SjoW to handle. Well, here we go. There is a lot of Marines moving in. And there's not that many Banelings, actually.
We need more Banelings. And currently we have 22 in the production tab. Good move on TLO's part, and we have the Ultralisk cabin behind this.
They are incredibly equal in resources lost. 13,000 to 12,000.
Yeah.
So it's a close game. Even though it feels somehow as if TLO has momentum.
A nice Baneling hit from TLO. And behind this...
He's going to cancel those command centers yet again.
Yeah, and I mean, behind this, TLO is getting free. He got Adrenal Glands for his Infestus. Nice Baneling hits again. And I think that SjoW is actually going to take down this base if he splits decently. But no, it just doesn't look like he has enough.
TLO is morphing those Banelings right around the Marines.
Yeah,
and
just
the Mutlis are coming home to clean up, but actually there were nothing to clean up.
Ooh.
So back again they go.
oh, and moving into the fourth base of SjoW, just taking out every single turret, and he's probably just going to move up north again, and yeah, there he goes, just moving out. And I mean, we have 3 Ultralisks in the production. We have 3-3 for Melee and Carapace for the Zerg player, just finishing up.
And just 2-2 for the Terran player.
Yeah, just plus 2-2. And we do have the chitinous plating as well for the Ultralisk. So they are going to be at 3 attack and 5 armor. Nice Widow Mines, actually. But there's not enough banelings with this army. It's extremely dangerous to engage with those mutants alone.
They actually get the Planetary Fortress. But I think that SjoW actually has an opportunity now to push on before TLO can replenish that army.
Yeah. A big thing currently is that TLO went and got Adrenal Glands, but he hasn't produced any Infestors. Oh, nice Baneling hits.
Baneling hits. And here comes the Ultralisk. But one Ultralisk against all those Marines can't do anything right now.
3-3 is just about to finish with chitinous plating as well.
And Mutalisk can do a lot against those Marines. So
it seems to be snowballing currently for TLO. He's just taking down the reinforcement of SjoW, and this is looking bad for a Swedish Terran player. And GG is called.
GG. And TLO is ahead in 1 game.
Yeah.
So
we're just going back and forth, man.
Yeah, we're trading blows.
Yeah.
Or they are. I don't know. We're just sitting here. Yet again, we see SjoW in this dark place. It's really dark in that player booth right now.
Yeah, but then again, such a good game by TLO.
Yeah. He didn't get ahead of himself. He allowed the game to take as long as it needed, and nicely done. Especially, I liked the Mutalisk harassment a lot.
Yeah, he did manage to get a lot of stuff done there that he didn't manage to do in Whirlwind. So, for instance, getting that 4th base was very late, but very, very important as well. Because if you get that down, there's almost no mineral income for the Terran player. And with that extremely mineral-heavy army, you need that 4th base ASAP. And, I mean, the 3rd base was very late. We had a lot of good Baneling hits.
Yeah.
It just snowballed.
And SjoW was just punching again that wall at a 3rd base over and over and over, and he couldn't ever get in there.
Yeah. And something nice that we saw from TLO was placing down the spines at the 3rd base.
Yeah, they
very nice.
Contributed a lot to that defense.
Yeah, just anchoring his defense there. And it really does make a huge difference. It's just 3 spines. I mean, it's just 3 spines. But then again, you don't let the Terran player push up into your 3rd base and target down the hatchery, and it just gives him a lot more time to react and morph in Banelings. And I mean, I'm so impressed right now. TLO, he gets the Baneling hits, he gets the Mutalisk harass. If he continues with this, perhaps we won't actually see a game number 5.
Well, who knows? We're moving into game number 4 right now on Derelict Watcher.
Yeah.
The game is loading up right now, and well, this is it for SjoW.
Yeah,
he has to perform right now, and then again, if he performs in this game, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, I do believe he has what it takes. He just needs to bring it up. We saw that on Whirlwind. We saw that he can actually do some huge damage on TLO. And man, I want to see a game number 5 as well, as I'm cheering for TLO. But Derelict Watcher, game number 4.
Yeah.
Bring us in.
Well, I think it's your turn to introduce this player.
Ooh. In the top right corner, hailing from Germany and from Team Liquid, he is TLO.
Ooh, yeah. And I think we're going to get a shot of him. No, we didn't. So let's move on down to the lower left part, where the holier player, the better player, actually, the one who should be able to take this, I feel, at least in our little game here. From Team Property, the Swedish player, SjoW. Yeah.
You want to know something very funny?
Perhaps.
There's been a hashtag circling around the Twitters for the last couple of weeks, talking about Protosses and their hard work.
Yeah.
It's called hashtag hardworking Protoss. but I actually want to start something new. TLO has been on the rise for such a long time, and he's been streaming his practice schedule a lot. I think we need to start the hashtag hardworking Serg. We need to do it. He's brilliant. And what is this? Two drones. Oh.
Oh, SjoW doing a double proxy barracks and the drone finding it right away.
Excellent
This
play
is
by TLO.
not a good start for SjoW.
Oh, so unfortunate. And we are going to get this shot down, unfortunately, for SjoW. And he needs to cancel those. But we actually have another couple of SCVs moving into this location. So he wants to get him up, and he is dedicated, but more drones coming down from TLO.
I'm just going to go out here and say this is as all in as it gets.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really do much versus this. TLO went for the spawning pool first behind this. He doesn't have another hatchery. He's getting gas. I believe that TLO
There's even more SCVs moving out to support this right now.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said it. Oh, God.
Yeah. Currently,
how can this work? Is there any way this can work from this position?
if SjoW manages to get up a bunker, he's in a better position. However, he's not going to get up a bunker.
No.
We do have circling speed on the way in a couple of seconds. A queen is popping out. We have 6 lings on the field. This attack has been thwarted.
Yeah. The lings are here. The queen is coming out. There's no way this attack can work.
Yeah.
SjoW has to go home and try again. But even if he does, what does he do? Can he try some sort of aggressive play to keep TLO back? Or does he just have to go all out economics and take the risks?
TLO's actually bypassing the barracks and just moving directly into SjoW's base.
This is going to be bad.
This is going to be so bad for SjoW with no defenses at home.
Yeah.
This is extremely dangerous. And, I mean,
Four
TLO is
SCVs and 3 Marines.
Yeah, and TLO is actually being a little hesitant. He is going back with the links, but I don't feel he need to. He could actually just walk down that queen and do some heavy damage, but the bunker is going to probably get up right now.
Yeah, he's waiting for those extra... No, those extra links are still... They're waiting for to intercept the reinforcements. Thank you. And he might actually get that base.
Yeah.
What?
And I don't know, but with additional links coming up and no SCV to build the bunker...
but still, we have been wrong before.
Yeah, but with circling speed coming down and additional
but
links...
the queen is going to go down. Or is it? No, the SCV, sorry, the circlings come and save it. The last 2 Marines die.
Yeah, and this has successfully been shut down by TLO. We have 11 SCVs and 1 mule versus the 15 drones.
Yeah. 2 Marines are trying to make a desperate last stand by the barracks. The barracks are lifting up, they move on home. But what's going on there? Well...
SjoW
is refusing to give up. He is walling off, and well, he can wall off here for quite some time, actually.
Well, he does want to be crowned king of a dome, but it isn't looking too bright for a Swedish Terran. And he is going to get that barracks. Oh no!
And there's the GG.
There's the GG.
So the winner with 3-1 is none other than Liquid TLO. I won that.
What do I get?
Honor.
Not much. The best surprise. It's the best prize.
And we're gonna see, there he is, Liquid TLO, coming in towards the actual dome that he is trying to be the king of.
Yeah, and he's going to face Forsane in the finals. But
that's quite an opponent.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna win, but he's looking so smug right now. He's looking very happy.
He's receiving the cheers from his audience. But anyway, we're gonna move it to the winners' interview. So take it away, Queenie.
Thank you, casters. Welcome back from a pretty exciting series. How does it feel to win so close? Did you expect that?
Well, I was going in the series very confident, and I think the second game I kind of messed up. Oh wow, that's a weird echo. Anyway, after the second game I changed the setup on the table a little bit because I didn't have enough space the way Thorstein set it up, which I should have done in the first game. But after that I felt good again.
All right. So in the first game, it went like a mech versus swarm host kind of game. Can you bring us through that game?
Well, it's one of my standard replies to Mac. Basically, you go mutas, you force a lot of doors, you have map control, you don't get a lot of upgrades and just go straight for the tag. And then you go swarm host to have even more map control, you contain the Terran even more, and then you have that really strong combination of swarm hosts, mutas, and brutals and greens, and it's almost impossible unless you have a really late game mech army to beat that. So as long as you don't take any early damage against Terran, I feel like mech is almost not viable against that.
Yeah, it looked pretty strong. It looked like a very scary army to face as a mech Terran. So for the third game, it was pretty close, and I noticed that you played a typical Ling Bling Muta like kind of style that a lot of Zergs tend to favor these days versus Terrans. Is that something you've recently picked up, or is that something you've been working on for quite some time?
Well, I think I've been doing that style for about maybe almost half a year now. I didn't really like to do Ling Bling Muta and Wings of Liberty, but in Heart of the Swarm it's a really fun style. I really enjoy CVT a lot. It's a very, like the duality of the matchup is really cool because you have Banelings versus Mines, so you have Marines trying to spread out, but then you have your Lings trying to spread out. Mines counter Banes, but Banes counter Mines, so it's almost a mirror matchup with two different races. So I think it's just super good and fun.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most exciting matchups when you play those styles as Terran and Zerg. For the last game though, which was pretty quick, when you saw that, what were you thinking when you saw it?
Well, I was almost 100% sure he's gonna T-Rex on that map, because that's what a lot of Terrans do in that situation. So I was really not surprised to see an SCV. And as soon as I saw the SCV, I knew I have won the game, basically, because if you scouted that early, it's just simple as that.
Yeah, well, it sure looked convincing enough at least. So now you're going to face Thorzane in the finals. Do you have any thoughts about that, going up a former teammate?
Well, 1 week teammate maybe, and he didn't even play in the clan war. I didn't put him up when I was coach. No, but in all seriousness, I think it's gonna be pretty tough. It's not gonna be a walkover for either of us, so gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to those games at least, so best of luck to you. And we'll be over with a short break, so stay tuned and we'll be back for more later.